Yeah, welcome back to anyone who's interested in motorcycles. Today, instead of the CT, I'm going to be looking at my other bike, I call it my number one bike, which is the Honda Wave, probably the most popular bike in Southeast Asia. Europe is called the Innova or something, but we call it the Wave here. We have several different versions of it. We got a 100, a Wave 100, a 100S, a 110, 125s, all different versions and different configurations, and this is my 110. A few modifications which our group mechanics done. Pretty simple to do, to be honest, but it makes it far more usable if you're out on the trails or on the tracks, and or even on the road. It just makes it more user friendly. And the things I've done on this one is, first of all, the shocks. The shocks have been lifted about an inch or just over an inch. It just gives you a bit more travel when you're off-road, so certainly on some of the harder trails. And believe it or not, this bike has done parts of the Ho Chi Minh trail in Cambodia, so it's a pretty tough bike. I added some spotlights to the front because one of the worst things about this bike really is the lights. The main light is pretty weak, even with a decent bulb it's not very good, so a set of spotlights is always quite useful. Just a normal tool roll there, but again, when you're in the middle of nowhere, you got no tubes, you got no spares, it's a good thing to have. So I normally carry a spare in a tube, a couple of spanners and stuff, so I can do a tyre change. The control areas on this one, I've got again another GPS mount, again for the Oregon, or similar GPSs to the Oregon. And the next one is what I use my other Garmin GPS on. It just clicks on there, or I use my telephone or my speaker if I'm listening to music, so it's pretty flexible, to be honest. Power sockets on this one, pretty much the same as the CTs, just a normal double socket there. And I've mounted another Motor Wolf one here, just down here, so I've got basically 4 USB sockets. The pouches you're looking at are 1 litre water carriers with a little side pouch which you can just put bits and bobs in, to help you out. On the other side there's a phone pouch. This is used for an axe, and again another 1 litre water pouch. Not standard on these bikes is, you see the side plates, they come from an old bike called a Tiger CX, and I put them on mainly just so it would be easier on the road, just for a bit of road cruising. Normally if I'm going off-road or trails, I put the other set of pegs back on, which is a bit easier. The exhaust on this Wave is non-standard. It's the diameters, I think 25mm instead of the standard 18 or whatever it is. Gives you a lot more sort of grunt and a lot more torque, which is useful when you're fully loaded and you're going up hills and stuff. The shocks are an upgrade. These are what they call YSS step-ups. Not the most expensive. They're about 800 Thai baht, which is probably about 20 English pounds. So they're not hugely expensive, but they're incredibly strong. I've had them on there probably about 4 years now. The rear mounts here, that's all, as you can see, the container on the ground, the red container, used for water on one side and used for fuel on the other side. The top box really is only used for daily things. It clicks off, and normally I put a 40 litre bag on there, which is a lot easier. It's a lot better. Other things I've upgraded is the tyres. These are, I think, Fujiyama tyres. The rear one is 275, I think, but the next time I'm going to upgrade it to a 3.0 just to give it a bit more traction. Again, on the front tyre is a 2.50, which on this bike actually is pretty good. It works really well. I've also got some hand guards. Some people don't like them, but I've fallen off a couple of times or dropped the bike a few times. It's actually proven to be quite useful, so yeah, worth the time. Other things I put on my bike, if I'm going on a long trip, I've got a set of panniers. These just go underneath the seat, just underneath the seat here, and again you've probably got another 20 litres of carrying capacity. And also a centre bag, which would normally sit somewhere in there. I would normally take out the railing thing in there, and that was sitting there. And again, you've got another 20 odd litres in there, so you've got the facility to carry a lot of kit, especially if you're on a long road trip, which we've done before, of up to a month or something. So there you are, that's the basic Honda Wave, or the Innova as they call it in Europe, 110Rs.Efi engine. You do get the older Waves, which is normal standard carburetors, but to be honest, certainly if you're going to places like Cambodia with all the dust, the carburetors absolutely hate it, and it destroys the bike very, very quickly. The EFI bikes are fantastic on fuel economy. This one does about 220, 230 per tank. It's very, very good, very, very fuel efficient, and so far, since I've had it new, it's never let me down, so proves how good it is. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. See you again soon.